gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I never want to lie to you guys on this channel, and I'm not perfect, and I'm not this, you know, picture perfect 4.0 student who has their life completely together, who just slayed everything. Like, I really wish that I could tell you that that's what happened to me, and I really wish that that is what happened to me. Like, I really wanted it really bad. But I love NYU. Even after having kind of a rough time adjusting, I still would never want to be anywhere else. Hopefully you guys can see me. What's up, guys? It's Ariana and welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming a first semester of college recap video because I haven't really seen a lot of these that really go in depth into pretty much every aspect of college. So that's kind of what this video is going to talk about. It's going to talk about academics, social life at school, and homesickness. Those were kind of the three little phases, I guess, that I really went through when I was transitioning from high school to college. So if you did not know, I am currently a freshman at New York University studying drama in the Tisch School of the Arts, and I am in the Strasberg studio. So basically, I have known that I wanted to go to Tisch since I was a little teeny tot, basically. I always knew that I wanted to study drama. And thankfully, because of the way that scholarships lined up and everything kind of worked out in my favor, if you want to know more about that, you can watch my Why NYU video, which really talks a lot about my scholarships and that kind of stuff. And I'm also planning on doing a scholarship video a little bit later, so you'll probably see some stuff in that. But basically, everything worked out so that I was able to move from Arizona to New York. And when I got here, I was just overjoyed. Like, I always pictured myself living in New York. I knew that it was the place I wanted to be, and I just felt like it was the right place for me because everything just fell into place for me to come here. So when I got here, my parents moved me in, and my roommates were amazing, and we had this welcome week period where we had a full week of living in New York with no classes and just stuff to do and parties and all of those awesome college-y things. Actually, I had 2 weeks in New York with no classes. So I did this program called Project Outreach. So I was doing community service projects and meeting kids and having a lot of fun for a week. And then welcome week started where my roommates moved in and everything like that. Hang out and do everything before classes started. Everyone's just in that kind of, let's make friends. So you'll be in the elevator and people will be like, hey, like, what's your major? And then you guys talk, and then you really never talk again unless you guys really hit it off and you make an effort to talk again. But 10 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you don't really talk to those people anymore, and you don't really remain friends, especially if you're not in the same dorm, especially if you're really, like, not on the same floor. Like, it doesn't really happen, which is not a bad thing. But I guess that would be, like, my first reflection point, is making friends in college. So I've always considered myself a social person. I've never really had a difficult time making friends until I switched high schools. So when I moved to my second high school, my sophomore year in high school, I just, like, completely changed, and it was, like, really hard for me to make friends and really hard for me to, like, put myself out there. But when I got to college, I was like, I'm not going to be that way, and I'm going to talk to everyone, and I'm going to be really social, and it just didn't happen. So I was definitely more of an introvert. I really only talked to my roommates first semester, which is one of my, like, New Year's resolutions, I guess, is to talk to more people and really make an effort to make more friends. So that happened to me first semester, but it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, I would be sad about it sometimes when I was, like, sitting in my room and, like, wishing I was going out more, but I mean, I focused on school more because it is hard to make friends here because, yes, we have a campus, but it's very spread out. And so one of my really good friends, her name is Ashley, she's been in one of my vlogs before. She lives in Founders, which is, like, 20 minutes away from my dorm, and it's just, like, if it's raining or something, it's not like a quick, like, hey, I'll pop over. Like, it's kind of a trek to get up there, and it's kind of a trek for her to come down here. And so it just makes crossing paths with each other very hard. But also the positive is if you don't want to see someone, the likelihood of you seeing them is very slim. So I very much enjoy that aspect of when you don't like a person, you're probably not going to see them if you make the effort to not see them. So throwing that out there. But I will say that NYU kids are so amazing, and the friends that you do make are like lifelong friends. Like my roommate and my suite mate, I love them with my whole heart and soul, and like I know that we're gonna be friends for a very, very long time. And the people in my studio are really amazing, and I know that we're all gonna be cool and be friends for a very long time and support each other in our careers. So it just kind of depends on the avenues that you take to make friends. And I'm definitely being honest and saying that this semester I am going to work a lot harder at being social and putting myself out there and smiling more, because I do have that RBF where, you know, the resting bleep face. I definitely have that. So trying to work on that. The next aspect I want to talk about is academics. And for me, it's a little bit different because I am a drama major. So it's hard because when you go to class and you get criticism, it's all about your choices and all about like how you are as an actor or performer. And it's not like kids who aren't doing so hot in math so they can go and they can spend more time on their homework or get a tutor and stuff like that. It really is a lot of personal growth, and it's hard because you don't really know what to fix because you're like fixing yourself. And it really was really hard. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it was just, I found myself so many times like sitting in my room frustrated because like I didn't feel like I was doing a good job, or I didn't feel like my professors thought that I was talented enough, or I didn't feel like I was talented enough. And I felt all of these times where I was like, maybe I'm not good enough for this. And as an actor, that's like the worst thing you can do. Like, you literally cannot tell yourself like, maybe I'm not meant for this. Like, you're supposed to be tough and you're supposed to take criticism like it's nothing. And it's hard. Like, I'm 18 years old and I'm living in New York for the first time, and I want to be a kick butt actor, and I want to be there already, and I want to skip past all the grueling work and all the crying and all of that and just get to the point where I'm working on a set. But it hasn't happened yet. And for me, it was really hard because I was here for months and I felt like I was here and I should be on a set already, or I should be working on a student film already. And some kids have been. Some kids did work on a student film, and some kids did get a commercial or whatever, and I felt like I was falling behind. And I still kind of feel that way, like I'm falling behind, but I'm doing everything that I can in order to set myself up for success. Like, I have a backstage profile. I went for an interview with an internship with a really big casting agency, and so I'm trying to take steps to prepare to set myself up the best way I can. And if it doesn't happen for me this year, I've got 4 more years, and that's been really hard for me to come to terms with. Like, you guys have no idea like how much it took for me to get to this point where I can say that, because this whole semester I've just been beating myself up about not working. And I realized that I'm here for school, and if a project comes up, then like, yay. But I shouldn't be letting my school slack because I'm sitting here sad that I'm not working. Like, I'm just done. Like, that can't happen like that. I realized that throwing my anxieties about the future into my work was productive. So I started trying a lot harder to take my professor's criticism with a grain of salt and really make myself better, and stop beating myself up about it and thinking that I was not talented and thinking that I was bad and thinking that I was just gonna fail at life when I'm 18 years old and I have an entire career ahead of me. And then my scholarship here at school, I have to keep a 3.5 GPA, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm taking technically 10 classes. 7 of them are my studio classes, and then 2 of them are my academic classes, and then 1 of them is my class for my scholarship, which is no credits, but we still get homework and assignments, and we still have to go for 2 hours out of our Thursday. And it's a lot, but those classes get averaged out into only 3 grades. So I'm supposed to get a 3.5 out of only 3 grades, which I've never had to do before, which is insane. And I'm upset about saying that I got a 3.3 GPA this semester, which is the lowest GPA I've ever had in my life, and it's really hard for me to really understand. But it's hard as an arts major because you don't really know what your grades are. Like, my professors didn't put anything in until the end of the semester. And then I would go check my grades and it was like, oh, like, does great work, like, never does great work, never missed class once, always on time, was never late, always does their homework, 3.3. why? Like, so that was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Don't worry, not in jeopardy of losing my scholarship or anything like that. It was my first semester. Stuff happens. I'm not gonna die. I thought I was, but I'm not. I'm okay. Like, all is well. But yeah, I mean, you finally let yourself understand that and stop beating yourself up about that and really just experience this as a whole, you're gonna be so much happier. And then the third topic that I want to talk about is homesickness, because it is a huge factor of college. And I am grossly close to my family. Like, it's kind of a problem how close I am to my family. But I was very homesick, and I didn't think I would be, because nothing against Arizona, you're great and have done great things to me. I was ready to like chuck a deuce and get out. But then I got here, and as much as I love New York, it was weird. It was so different. It was cold, and it was a lot of walking, and it was a lot of people I didn't know, and I couldn't go see my grandma when I wanted, and it was really hard. And I found myself really wanting to go back to Arizona, not to live, but just to visit. And I couldn't visit until Thanksgiving. And I'm fortunate because a lot of people don't even get to go home for Thanksgiving. So as soon as I went home for Thanksgiving, it was like recharged. Like, I went back to school with this new like fire, if that makes sense, and worked really, really hard until the semester ended. And I'm proud of how that semester finished. And I'm proud of how I adjusted with my first semester of college. I really am. And now that I am completely finished with my first semester and I can objectively look back at all of the things I did right and all of the things I did wrong and genuinely be proud of them. But what I can say is I'm at the Tisch School of the Arts, and I'm so proud, and every day that I wake up here in New York, I feel blessed, and I feel like I'm one step closer to achieving my goals in life. And whether they happen now or next year or whenever they do happen, I'm going to do everything that I can here at school to set myself up for that. Kick butt this semester and not hold myself back. And I can't wait to do one of these videos at the end of this semester and watch back this video and make that video, and hopefully they are two very different things and I am sticking to all of my resolutions. I'm very excited, and I hope that you guys found this video helpful and honest and all of that stuff. Okay, if there's anything I didn't cover, then just leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them, because that's why I make these videos, because I just want to talk to you guys and help you see that you are not alone in anything you do. Okay, bye guys.